So, there were testicular lobules which contain 1 to 3 seminiferous tubules. Then each seminiferous tubules, we cut the epithelium, we saw Sertoli cells, nerve cells, सारे functions वगैरह बता दिए थे. Yes, madam. What is your name? LH axon. सही याद कर देना. Leydig cells. And FSH axon. कल बता था ना मैंने FSH axon. Yes. And then what do they do? It is same as spermatogenesis? No. It is the last step of spermatogenesis. So today we will continue with the ducts now. Okay, please. Wait. See, you saw the seminiferous tubules, the septums, and who is this Muchalo? Retitestis, vasa efferentia. The vasa efferentia is opened into the epididymis. Okay, so this part is called as the epididymis. Yeah. Wait. Now, so let us use this figure in order to understand the ducts. In yesterday's lecture, I discussed about vasa efferentia. You remember vasa efferentia? Many seminiferous tubules join together to form retitestis, and the retitestis form vasa efferentia, which pass through the albuginea and they open into the epididymis. Okay, fine, good. So this is the testis, and do you see this tubules, guys? Do you see these highly coiled structures? Yes. These are called as the epididymis, and we say that they are on the posterior lateral side of each testis. They are on the posterior and the lateral side of each testis. Okay, so if I have a tennis ball in my hand, okay, the way I grip it on the seam, okay, I'll say that it's, how am I holding it? Posterior side. Okay, so we say that where is it located, Bachalo? Posterior lateral side of each testis. The epididymis is divided into 3 parts. The epididymis is divided into 3 parts. So this is the testis. Okay. Then the epididymis is on the posterior lateral side. The first part, which is called as the head of the epididymis. Okay. Also called as the caput epididymis. Okay. And the middle part, which is called as the body. Okay. Now the body is called as the corpus epididymis. And the end part, the last part, is called as the tail, or the tail is also called as the cauda epididymis. Okay, so what are the 3 parts of the epididymis? The head, the middle part, and the tail. The head part is called caput epididymis. The middle part is called as the corpus epididymis. And the lowermost part is called as the cauda epididymis. Correct, Buchilo? The function of this epididymis is it can store the sperms up to almost 1 month. Okay, and during this 1 month, it will help in the functional maturation of the sperms. What it will help in? It will help in the functional maturation of the sperms. Okay? So, after the sperms are formed, immediately they don't get the fertilization ability. They have to undergo maturation process. And that maturation process is done in which part, Muchulo? The epidermis part. Okay? During the maturation process, the sperm get motility, that is the ability to move, and they also get the fertilization ability, where they'll be able to penetrate into the ovum. Okay, you got my point? And from the epidermis, then the sperms will enter into the vas deferens. So the last part of the epidermis. What is the last part of the epidermis? The tail part. That is called the chorda epidermis. From there, what begins is vas deferens. Got it? So now the sperms will enter into the vas deferens. So let us see how the vas deferens moves forward. So first thing, the second duct we did was epididymis. What did I tell you about the epididymis, Muchulo? It is present on the posterior-lateral side of each testis. Okay? These are highly coiled tubules. They are so coiled that if you open them, each epididymis will be about how much? 6 meters long. Okay? So they are highly coiled. Divided into how many parts? 3. Head, middle part and the tail. Head part is called caput, middle part is called the corpus, and the chord. Okay? What is the function? What is the function of the epidermis? It helps in the maturation of the sperms. What is included in the maturation of the sperms? Yes, the sperms will get the required motility, and what? They will get the fertilization ability. Okay? And here we will also see the presence of some phagocytotic cells. So those sperms which are dead, okay, or those sperms which don't get that motility, they will be eaten by the phagocytes, they will be broken down, and the proteins and all will be put back into the bloodstream so it can be reused. Okay, now let's move on to the next part. What is the next part, Chalo? The next part is the vas deferens. Together it is called as the vasa deferentia. So, can I say that the vas deferens arises from the tail part of the epidermis, then it moves up like this, and it turns over the ureters. It turns over the ureters, and it joins with the duct of the seminal vesicles. You got my point? See how did I explain it? I said that vas deferens arises from tail of the epidermis. It runs upwards. As it is running upwards, Rajvardhan, through which part is it running upwards? Can anybody else tell me? Through which part is it running upwards? What is that canal called? Inguinal canal. So it is going up with the spermatic cord. You remember yesterday's lecture? That inguinal canal of the spermatic cord. So the vas deferens is running upwards through the with the spermatic cord. It goes up. So from the scrotum, now it has entered, not the from the scrotal area, it has entered into which cavity? Abdominal cavity. Then it will move upwards and it will turn over the ureters. Okay? And as it will come down, see, I'll just focus on the third part. Who is it? Vasa deferentia. Now what is happening, guys? As the vas deferens is coming down, it will get slightly swollen. It will get slightly swollen. And that is called as the ampulla of the vas deferens. And this ampulla of the vas deferens will join with the duct of the umbilicoseminal vesicle. And as it joins with the duct of the seminal vesicle, now it will change into a new duct. And that will be called as the ejaculatory duct. What is it called? ED. Don't be scared. What is it called? ED. That is the ejaculatory duct. Okay? When a man is under sexual arousal, when a man is sexually aroused, okay, slowly, the vas deferens will show pulsatile actions, okay, and the sperm will be pushed into the ejaculatory duct. Then, even the fluids from the seminal vesicles will get collected in the ejaculatory duct. Already the ducts, or already the prostate gland and the Cowper's gland are secreting. So when the man will have a very heightened sexual arousal, but my point, under the effect of the autonomous nervous system. You remember autonomous nervous system? The ejaculatory ducts have now got what would you know? Full with the fluids. And that is sending a signals to your brain. And that gives the sexual pleasure to the male brain. What my point? And under the effect of the autonomous nervous system, the ejaculatory duct will contract. The ejaculatory will contract and all the fluids will come out of the urethra, penis. Okay? And that process is called ejaculation. And that fluid is called the semen. I'll be describing it later. And this process is called ejaculation. That is why the duct is called as the ejaculatory duct, because it brings about ejaculation. That is why it is called as the ejaculatory duct. Under the influence of which nervous system? The autonomous nervous system. Okay, whether it is sympathetic or parasympathetic, it's not there for you right now. So don't nod your head. Okay, in first year medicine you will have it. Okay, कौन करवाता है? I hope you understood, Mithilo. That is why what is the duct called? And once ejaculation occurs, it is the end of the male sexual act. Okay, now the man will lose his sexual arousal. So ejaculation is the end of the male sexual act. Understood my point? So that is why the duct is called which duct? Ejaculatory duct. See, what happens is the ovum production, the production of the egg. It is one egg, ovum, per month. That I'll be teaching you. Normally it should be like that. But it's not with the sperms much. Sperms are continuously produced 24/7. 24/7. The sperms are produced. These liquids are produced. Got my point? So don't you think a time will come when these ducts will become full, bacho? If you keep on pouring water into a glass, a time will come the glass will become full. Do you agree with me? So what will happen? If these ducts will be becoming full, then involuntarily, when the male is asleep, okay, at that time these ducts will contract, and then that will be nocturnal emission at night time. Okay, why did that occur? Because the ducts became full, and under the influence of your ANS, it brought about involuntary emptying of the ducts. Got my point? So each vas deferens arises from dash, from the tail of the epididymis. It moves upwards through the inguinal canal with the spermatic bud, enters into the abdominal cavity, turns over the ureter, joins, and then it becomes a little bit swollen to form the ampulla. Then the ampulla joins with the duct of the seminal vesicles. Together they will form a ejaculated duct, and the ejaculated duct will open into the urethra. When it will open into the urethra. I hope you understood, Uchilo. Ayana. And those sperms which are not ejaculated, those sperms which are not ejaculated, they will be reabsorbed by the vas deferens. I told you of phagocytes like in the epidermis. You have cells over there which will take in the sperms, because the sperm is what? A cell. Na? It has got all the proteins and everything. So it has to be taken back into the blood stream ultimately. What my point? Yes or no? So listen to this point. Spermatozoa are produced irrespective of whether ejaculation takes place or not. So that is what I told. That the process of sperm formation is 24/7. Continuously sperms are produced. Even though the male ejaculates or not ejaculates. Got my point? During sexual intercourse, it will be a voluntary process. But if it is full, then it can take place involuntary in sleep. ठीक है? Okay. Yeah. So I explained this also. Ejaculatory duct, there are paired ducts below the urinary bladder, okay? And they are formed by the union of the duct of the seminal vesicle and the vas deferens, okay? Now, if you can take the slide a little bit, picture. 1 second. Do you see this red circle over here? Do you see this red circle? Who is that? Prostate glands. उसके नीचे Cowper's gland. ये वाला diagram में Cowper's नहीं दिखा है. So which is this gland? Prostate gland. So can I say the ejaculated duct is piercing through the prostate gland in order to open into the urethra. Other key lectures are on? What my point? Yeah, that is what I want to share. So that was about whom? The ducts, including the epididymis or anything. Then, wait. Then, who guys? The vas deferens. Then, ejaculatory. To quickly recap, aerated testis. Kal ka lecture. Joins together to form the vas. This vas efferentia join to form the open to the epidermis. Epidermis are small or long tubules, highly coiled. Long tubules. They are located on the posterior lateral margin of the testis, divided into the head, middle, and the tail, caput, corpus, and the chora. Okay, it's a place where the sperms undergo physiological the maturation. They get the motility and the ability to fertilize the ovum. Correct, Bachelo? Then from the tail part starts the vasa deferens. Vasa deferentia, paired. Each vasa deferens runs upward through the inguinal canal with the spermatic cord, turns over the ureters, gets dilated to form the ampulla, and the ampulla will join with the duct of the seminal vesicle to form the ejaculated duct. The ejaculated duct will pierce through the prostate gland into the urethra. Ayana? And that part of the urethra is called prostatic urethra. क्या बोलेंगे उसको? Prostatic urethra. अलग लक्षा? यूरेथ्रा का वो पार्ट जहाँ पे हम लोगों ने देखा प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड दिखाया था, उसको क्या कहेंगे हम लोग? Prostatic urethra. So your ejaculatory duct opens into which urethra? Prostatic urethra. Any problem in your life, Bachelo? You understood? Any questions you want to ask? Harsh? Okay. सही, गलत, जो भी है पूछो फटाफट. Next. Next is what, Bachelo? The accessory glands. And the glands will include whom? The very important seminal vesicles. Okay. So seminal vesicles. Is it single or is it paired glands? Paired. Is it one or two? Two. So they are paired glands. Can I say they are below the? This is the urinary bladder. Can I say they are below the urinary bladder? Yes. Now, what do the seminal vesicles produce? They produce a liquid which is called as seminal fluid. Okay? And this seminal fluid contributes 60 to 70% of the male semen. Okay? So during ejaculation, now you know what is ejaculation. Right, Kuchalo? When the ejaculate duct will contract, then the fluids that come out of the urethra is called as ejaculatory fluid. And that is the semen. And 60 to 70% of the semen is made up of what? Seminal. So who is the major contributor of the seminal fluid? Who is the major contributor of the semen? Seminal. Okay? It's viscous, alkaline, slightly yellowish in color. Okay? It is viscous. Viscous means gaadha. Yellowish, if you don't know, go back to school, nursery. Okay? And it is alkaline. Alkaline also, if you don't know, go back to school. Okay? So how it is? Viscous, alkaline, gaadha. Barabar? It's a very important question. Ask me why. Why? Nobody asked. Because it contains fructose. Okay? And fructose gives energy to the sperm to swim. Suna aap logon ne? Fructose gives energy to the sperm to swim. Then it contains prostaglandins. Chemicals called prostaglandins. Okay. Who is this? The uterus. Who is it? Uterus. Okay. And when the semen will be ejaculated in the vagina, because of the prostaglandins, the walls of the uterus will show slight contractions, which will help to pull the semen into the uterus. क्या बोलना है ओड़ा इंग्लिश मतलब कहाँ कुछ सुकून आ रहा है इंग्लिश माहिती ना चौकस खराब हो रहा है सब जगह इंग्लिश कहाँ बाबा बोला है क्या बोल दो ये भी कि बच्चे लोग हिंदी होगा the problem is English is my thinking language. I'm more comfortable in it, okay? But it's no problem. I'll adapt for you guys. देखो सीमन कहाँ चला गया बच्चे लोग सीमन यहाँ पे आ गया कुटियाला सीमन ठीक है ना बराबर है ना now you want the sperm to swim till inside sperms कहाँ तक जाना चाहिए अंदर तक जाना चाहिए कि नहीं जाना चाहिए तो इससे क्या होगा फर्टिलाइजेशन होगा आप लोग फाउंटेन पेन में एक फाउंटेन पेन पता भी आप लोग हमारे टाइम पे हुआ करता है फाउंटेन पेन उसके पीछे से प्रेस करेंगे ना तो करके वो इंक को क्या करता है खींचता है किसने नहीं खींचता है तो ये सेमाइनल फ्लूइड में जो प्रोस्टाग्लैंडिन्स है क्या है वो ये यूट्रस के वॉल के ऊपर एक्ट करेंगे सो नाउ इमेजिन लाइक अ फाउंटेन पेन द यूट्रस विल शो माइल्ड व्हाट contraction as a result of which what will be pulled inside semen more than the semen the sperms ऐसा समझ में भी वही बोला था मैंने पहले भी वही बोला था क्या बोला था मैंने कि when ejaculation occurs and the semen reaches that area then the semen has got seminal fluid the seminal fluid has got what prostaglandins the prostaglandin cause mild uterine contractions which will help the sperms to go inside the uterus ठीक है ये प्रॉब्लम ये लाइन पूछ लो आया ना no another interesting thing okay is the presence of fibrinogen in the semen, in the seminal fluid. What is it? Now see what you. When the male ejaculates, the semen is in a liquid state or in a solid state. But as soon as he ejaculates, after some time it will solidify. It will solidify. Under the influence of what, Bachalo? Fibrinogen. So the semen will coagulate. The semen will coagulate. Think why? So that the sperm don't move and they conserve their energy. I hope you got my point. So when during sexual intercourse, during copulation, when ejaculation occurs in the region of the vagina, what will happen to the semen? It will coagulate. As a result of which, what will happen? The sperms will retain their energy for some time. Then later on, one more enzyme is there, fibrinolysin. It will slowly liquefy it again, and then the sperm will start moving fast. I hope you got my point. So, you said yes or no? This is no either. अब मेरा मस्करी कर रहा है, इसको ना बोलता है. Okay. So fibrinogen क्या करता है प्रसन्ना? Fibrinogen, what does fibrinogen do? Solidification. शपथ मी एकदा पण हा शब्द नाही वापरला. हाँ असं शेवट बोललास ना मी. Solidification नाही बोललो. ते कोणती प्रोसेस आहे सॉलिडिफिकेशन? केमिस्ट्री मध्ये पण नसेल सॉलिडिफिकेशन. आहे सॉलिडिफिकेशन. अच्छा असेल बघा. आमच्याकडे मी काय म्हणतो कोॲग्युलेशन ऑफ semen will help the conservation of it. But will it remain in the coagulated state or liquefy after some time? I hope you got my point. It's a slightly alkaline fluid also. It's a slightly, I have already read it, slightly alkaline fluid. Okay. Another interesting thing is the fructose. Okay. The presence of fructose is a forensic test for rape victims. The presence of fructose is a forensic test for rape victims. Because in the humans, both male and female, only the seminal vesicles is able to produce what? Fructose. Who is able to produce fructose? So can the female body produce fructose? No. Can the male body produce fructose? Only the seminal vesicles. Only the seminal vesicles. So if they want to confirm whether sexual intercourse has occurred in the rape victim or not, they want to confirm whether sexual intercourse has occurred in a rape victim or not, they will take a vaginal swab, and the vaginal swab will check for the presence of fructose. If there is fructose, then it is the sexual penetration has occurred. So that is why we say that presence of the fructose is considered as a forensic test for rape victims. Got it? Do you understand this point, everyone? Hindi mein bol. Bhai, ye kya chala hai? What now, Musa? What? One job I gave you can't do it that properly. See what I say. Best is this. Understood, everybody? Okay. Yes or no? Can the human body produce fructose? Only the? And the seminal fluid forms around 60 to 70% of the volume of the semen. Okay, ठीक है, I'm done with this. Yes, go ahead. Parallel. Now where were we? Or the next gland? Prostate gland. The second gland is what? Prostate gland. Okay. So kids. ये लकड़ा है ध्यान देने के लिए क्या पीछे क्या स्टोरी बता रहा है हाँ? बहुत पीएचडी हो गया था इसके अंदर हाँ मास्टर्स इन गायनेकोलॉजी है तू एक लक्ष्य Who is this? Urinary bladder. Who is this? Urinary bladder. So can I say the prostate gland is a single gland and it is present below the urinary bladder and it is surrounding the urethra. You see the red line going down? That is the urethra, this is the penis. So this is the urinary bladder and there is a single prostate gland below the urinary bladder and it is surrounding the urethra. You got my point, everybody? What is the location? Yes, the girl behind Shruti. Tell me what is the location of the prostate gland? Below the urethra. Around the globe. Around what? Around? दो पैसे का ध्यान तो दो. बैठा था. Okay. Everybody in the same boat? Not understood? Where is the position? What is the position, Bulchilo? Okay. And it consists of separate lobes. It consists of what, Bulchilo? Separate lobes. You see very closely there are many lobes here shown inside. And every lobe will separately open into the urethra. आया समझ में? गौरव, ये पूरा एक प्रोस्टेट ग्लैंड है और उसके अंदर बहुत सारे क्या है? से 20 to 30 सेपरेट लोब्स है and every lobe is separately opening into what? Urethra. Okay? And it secretes a fluid. And what is that fluid called? The fluid will be called as prostatic fluid. क्या कहेंगे उस fluid को चलो? Prostatic fluid. Okay? It's a milky white alkaline fluid. How is the fluid? It's a milky white alkaline fluid. And that will contribute to almost about 30% of the volume of the semen. Okay? And as it is alkaline, it will neutralize the acidity of the vagina. You know, vagina is highly acidic. Why is the vagina highly acidic? Because the vagina is very close to the anus. As a result of which there is a lot of chance of UTIs, urinary tract infections. So as a part of your innate immunity, inborn immunity, the region of the vagina is going to be highly acidic because of the proximity to the anus. There is a lot of chance of bacterial infections. So you see UTIs, urinary tract infections are more common in females rather than in males. It's very common nowadays. Okay. So in order to keep that area sterile, free of germs, it has to be highly. But in that acidic medium, who will die? Sperms. Okay. So in order to neutralize that acidity in the vagina area, we have all these fluids whose nature is what? Alkaline. They neutralize the acidity of the vagina. And prostatic fluid is one of them. It is milky white in color. It is alkaline fluid which helps to neutralize the acidity of the vagina, female reproductive tract. And it also helps in the lubrication of the penis during sexual intercourse. Okay? Another thing is, आपको मालूम है just कुछ टाइम पहले fibrinolysin बोला था. It's a enzyme which will help in liquefaction of the semen again. Prostatic fluid will contribute to that. So it will show the presence of proteolytic enzymes which will help in the liquefaction of the semen. Any problem realized, I think so there is 30% of people who don't know which chapter is going on. Okay? So please pay attention. Huh? Then third, she slept also there. See, dozed off. What is the next gland, Mucho? It's Cowper's gland, and the Cowper's gland is also known as which gland? It's also called as bulbourethral gland. What's the Cowper's gland called? Bulbourethral glands. इसके पहले कौन सा gland किया था हमने? Prostate gland. The prostate gland is the size of a golf ball. Have you played golf? No, who is that rich guy who has played golf? Huh? It's not a poor man's sport. Who played? Who said yes? Huh? Atharva, where is Atharva? Oh, great Atharva. And the Cowper's gland is the size of a pea, garden pea. Very small gland. So you have a pair of Cowper's gland on the either side of the urethra. So see the urethra also. It is passing through the prostate gland. That time it is called the prostatic urethra. How does it go? Prostatic urethra. And where it receives the Cowper's gland, it's called as the membranous urethra. What do you call it? Membranous urethra. And then it enters into the penis, and it will be called as penile urethra. So urethra got divided how many regions? 3. Through the prostatic, then the membranous, and then the penile. So where does the Cowper's gland open into? Membranous urethra. How many Cowper's glands are there? A pair of glands, and they are small pea-shaped glands called as Cowper's gland. What do they secrete, guys? They secrete a clear mucus-like fluid. What do they secrete, Bachelo? A clear mucus-like fluid. Clear like water. Clear like water. Clear like pani. Color nastu color. But the viscosity is like mucus. Now one thing you should know. During the male sexual act, so when I say during the male sexual act, it means that during copulation. Okay? When the man is sexually aroused. The first fluid to come out is the fluid of the Cowper's gland. Direct ejaculation doesn't occur. What first comes out is the fluid of the Cowper's gland. Why? So that it will lubricate the urethra. It will lubricate the urethra, and it will protect the sperms, because urethra was also the place from their prior urination had occurred. तुला नाही बोलते मी, तुला वाटतं तुला बोलतो नाही. म्हणजे बरेच आमच्या युवक आणि युवती आहेत जे मध्येच शिवाय घालायला सुरुवात करतात. माझं म्हणणं असं होतं मुलांनो की युरेथ्रा इज अ कॉमन पॅसेज. युरेथ्रा हा कॉमन पॅसेज आहे कोणासाठी? दोघांसाठी. कोणासाठी? स्पर्म एज वेल एज यूरिन. तो पहले कौन आके गया था? यूरिन आया था. तो वो पूरा रीजन क्या था? एसिडिक था. तो उसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए, किसको प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए? स्पर्म्स को. प्रायर टू इजैकुलेशन कौन सा फ्लूइड पहले आता है? So can I say it will help to lubricate the penis at the time of sexual intercourse, as well as it will protect the sperms from the urine of prior urination. I hope you understood, everybody. Yes or no? Ayana. So that is why, see, it is written over here that the fluid will neutralize the acids that may be present in the penile urethra due to previous what, Bachelo? And it also lubricates the vagina of the female genital tract. Okay, during copulation, the penis is the copulatory organ and the vagina is the copulatory chamber. It will receive the penis. So that region of the vagina also has to be lubricated, and that is the job of the female reproductive system. The female reproductive system can lubricate itself. So the main job is of the female reproductive system. But along with that, even the male reproductive system contributes in lubrication through which fluid, Bachelo? The fluid of the Cowper's gland. And all these fluids together, along with the sperm, is called as the semen. All these fluids together, along with the sperms, is called as the semen. So, what is included in the semen, Bachalo? It includes the fluids of the CG. Who is CG? Upper gland. Along with the seminal fluid, along with the prostatic fluid, plus the semen together, plus the sperm is equal to what, Bachalo? Semen. Okay? Any problem in your life, Bachalo? Tell me any problem in your life. No problem. You understood everything. Okay. Listen to this. Semen is equal to sperm plus the fluid of Cowper's gland plus seminal vesicles plus prostatic fluids. Together is called as what, below? Semen. In one ejaculation, there is about 3 to 4 ml of semen. How much? 3 to 4 ml of semen. And the normal sperm count of the male is 20 to 120 million per ml. 20 to 120 million ml of sperms per ml of the semen. The human male ejaculates, listen to this line of the chart. The human male ejaculates 200 to 300 million sperm during a coitus. Coitus means sexual intercourse. So during a sexual intercourse, the human male is going to ejaculate how much, bacha? 200 to 300 million sperms. Million sperms. How many? 200 to 300 per ejaculation. And how much is going to be the quantity of the semen? About 3 to 4 ml. Of which, for normal fertility, अगर आप एक नॉर्मल एक मेल को बोलेंगे ना कि ये मेल क्या है, फर्टाइल है, इसको चिल्ड्रन बोर्न हो सकते हैं, उसको हम लोग क्या बोलेंगे, मेल क्या है, फर्टाइल. At least 60% of the semen, at least 60% of the sperm must have normal shape and size, and for that at least 40% of them must show vigorous motility. कभी कभी क्या होता है, आप इतने सारे मिलियन सेल्स, स्पर्म्स क्या सेल्स ही है ना, तो किसी का फ्लैजर टेल टूटा हुआ है, किसी का सर मुड़ा हुआ है, ऐसे सब मॉर्फोलॉजिकल डिसफंक्शनल स्पर्म्स भी रहते हैं. तो एनसीईआरटी क्या बोलता है कि इतने मिलियन में से 60% का शेप साइज सब क्या होना चाहिए, नॉर्मल होना चाहिए, और एटलीस्ट 40% के पास क्या होना चाहिए, चलो विगरस मोटिलिटी. विगरस मतलब जुप करके अंदर जाएगा फैलोपियन ट्यूब से, वरना फिर वो वजाइना में पूरे व्हाइट ब्लड सेल्स वगैरह सब बैठे उनको खाने के लिए. क्योंकि फीमेल रिप्रोडक्टिव सिस्टम उसको क्या पहचानेगा, फॉरेन सेल है, मारो पकड़ के इसको, समझा मेरा बात. तो इसलिए उसको हाई काउंट में रहता है. कौन? स्पर्म्स. I hope you got it, everybody. So how much is the normal sperm count? Per ml it is 20 to 120 million, and one ejaculated normal coitus normally contains 200 to 300 million. Got my point? If it is less than 20 million, the condition is called oligospermia, less sperms, and that can make a man what? Start. Okay, did you get my point? I hope you all followed. So what I told you is enough. Okay, I told you three regions of the urethra. What are the 3 regions of the urethra I told you? prostatic urethra and the penis. Okay, now see guys. But I hope everybody is clear up to here. Let's take a pause. Let's take a pause. Just recap. It's almost 1 hour. Aata bada sarna. Lower the temperature. Make it 16. फैन शुरू करूँ नहीं वो टैप होगा क्या कर दियो खाना खाने का अच्छे से तो ठंडी नहीं लगेगा So what's the next part, kids? It is penis or penis. Okay, it's the male copulatory organ. क्या कहते हैं उसको? It's a male copulatory organ. Male copulatory organ. Correct, बच्चों? Then, what I was trying to tell you is it external genitalia or internal genitalia? Along with the scrotum, it is considered as what? External genitalia. Hey, Munga, what are you doing there? Clear? Clear, everybody? Now, there is something very bad. The penis has got two parts. That is the root of the penis. The root of the penis, which is attached to the body of the male. The root of the penis, which is attached to the body of the male. And the body of the penis hangs loose outside the abdominal cavity. You heard my point, Muchilo? The body of the, one second, the penis has got how many parts? Two parts. What are the two parts of the penis, Muchilo? The root of the penis. It is attached to the body of the male. And the body of the penis, which hangs loose. How much? So there is a part which is called as the root, which is attached to the body of the male, and the rest of the part is called as the body of the penis, which is hanging loose outside the abdominal cavity. Shall I continue? Now, very good. Let us do one thing. Let us take a TS of the penis. That is the transverse section. And you will see some two amazing tissues over there. Okay? So when we take a TS, that is a transverse section. Okay? At that time, I see the presence of what do I see the presence of? Hey, black shirt, what's going on? What's your name? What? Amaya what? Parents. So what have we taken? TS of the penis. It shows the presence of dorsolateral tissues. Dorsolateral बराबर बोला कि नहीं मैंने? Because they are dorsal and lateral bundles, which are called corpora cavernosa. What are they called? And ventromedial bundle. It is ventral in the middle. So what is the word I use? Ventromedial bundle, which is called corpus spongiosum. क्या होता है बच्चों उसको? समझ नहीं आ रहा है, जस्ट रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. कैसे पेनिस को मैंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया? इट इज द मेल ओव्यूलेटरी ऑर्गन. इट इज external genitalia. It has got two parts, root and the body. Where is the root attached? to the male body. And what about the body? Hanging loose outside the abdominal cavity, like the scrotum, like the scrotum. That is why it is what? External genitalia. Alright, sir? Now I have taken a TS of the body of the penis, and I am seeing how many tissues? Two tissues. One is corpora cavernosa. How many bundles of corpora cavernosa are there, kids? Two. That is here. And this is the bundle which is called corpus spongiosum. Okay? And through the corpus spongiosum passes the penile urethra. I hope you got my point, Chilo. So the urethra passes through which tissue? Corpus spongiosum. I hope my class got my point. Yes or no? Yes. Okay. Now, kids, if you look at the PPT there, and are you able to see the corpora cavernosa also? Two huge masses. Ayana. Do they appear solid or do they have spaces there also? Spaces. Very good. These are called blood sinusoids. What are these spaces called? Are you there with me, Uchalo? What are these spaces called? Blood sinusoids. Alaksha? So what does the corpora cavernosa show the presence of? Spaces. What are these spaces called? Blood sinusoids. Listen to this carefully. When the man is not sexually aroused, when he has no sexual feelings, at that time, the blood sinusoids are empty. The blood sinusoids are empty. As a result of which, normally, the penis is a flaccid organ, soft organ. It's a soft tissue. What the answer? When a man is not sexually aroused, the sinusoids of the corpora cavernosa are totally empty, as a result of which the penis will be a soft, flaccid organ. But when a man gets sexually aroused, when he has sexual feelings, the diameter of the penile artery increases and the penile vein becomes smaller. लक्षात काय बोललो मी की पेनिस पर्यंत ब्लड सप्लाय जे येतं आर्टरी जी घेऊन येते त्याचं डायमीटर वाढतं आणि जी वेन तिकडनं ब्लड बाहेर घेऊन जाईल त्याचं डायमीटर थोडंसं कमी होतं त्याच्या कंपॅरिझन मध्ये ज्याच्यामुळे पेनिस मध्ये येणारं रक्त काय होणार वाढणार जास्त होणार बरोबर आहे की नाही मग हे रक्त कुठे जाणार बच्चा इट विल गो इनटू द sinusoids of the corpora cavernosa. Got my point? As a result of which, the penis will become hard and erect. And that is a stage in the male act which is called as erection. Right? You got my point? It is all under the influence of certain hormones. One of them is a gaseous hormone which is called NO, nitrous oxide. I hope you got it. So can I say here a liquid like the blood is making the penis hard? So that is why it is a hydroskeleton. Blood is what? Water. So does human penis have a bone inside? No, it's not like bats who have a bone. Human penis does not have a bone. But still it becomes erect under the influence of the blood system. I hope you got the sequence what I told you. So under sexual arousal, the artery diameter will, the blood going there will, the blood will go and get stored into the, as a result of which the penis will become hard. That stage is called as erection. Now you understood the physiology? You understood the physiology, Uchilo? Yes. So who are the, if I ask you a question, who are the erectile tissues in the penis? Corpora cavernosa. And as soon as ejaculation occurs, reverse physiology होईल. जसं ejaculation झालं, जी पिनाइल आर्टरी होती त्याचं डायमीटर परत कमी होणार, वेनचं डायमीटर थोडंसं डायलेट होईल, जे रक्त जमा झालेलं ते बाहेर निघून जाईल, परत पेनिस काय होणार? सॉफ्ट. That is why after ejaculation the male sexual act will come to an end because autonomous nervous system है, you don't have voluntary control, खुद ब खुद होने ही वाला है. समझा कि नहीं बच्चा? क्या हो जाएगा? आर्टरी का डायमीटर नॉर्मल हो जाएगा, वेन ब्लड बाहर लेके जाएंगे, साइनोसॉइड्स एम्प्टी हो जाएंगे, पेनिस will become soft. Now another thing बच्चों, the tip of the penis contains only the spongiosum, not the cavernosa. Which part? Tip of the penis contains only the spongiosum. As none. Contains only what? Spongiosum. Not the cavernosa. As a result of the tip of the penis becomes swollen, bulbous, swollen like this. And that swollen part is called as the glans of the penis. What do you call, students? Glans of the penis. It is the most sensitive part of the penis, and it is the place of sexual pleasure in males. There are neurons, free nerve endings, as a result of it is the most sensitive part of the penis, and is the site of sexual excitement in males. Got it, everybody? And it is covered by a fold of skin, a loose fold of skin. It is covered by a loose fold of skin, which is called prepuce. क्या कहते हैं इसको? Prepuce. And this prepuce has got, now this is out of syllabus, it's not in the GTP also. It has got some, it's from the hygiene, personal hygiene of a male. Now, but that is why I'm discussing this. You should be hygienic. The prepuce produces foul-smelling substance called smegma because it has got some glands, which are called glands of Tyson. Okay, and they get accumulated in the prepuce. Okay, so it is from the personal hygiene of the male that smegma should be removed periodically, because there is a type of cancer in females which is caused by human papilloma virus. It's a reason for a type of cancer called cervical cancer. And many a times, due to unhygienic, habit, the smegma shows the presence of the HPV, that is the human papilloma virus. I hope you got my point. So it is from the personal hygiene that the smegma should be cleaned regularly. But this problem does not occur in those males who have undergone a procedure called circumcision. Circumcision, okay? Which is practiced in all Muslims, it is practiced in all Jews, and it is practiced in some sects of Christians, where this prepuce is pulled back and cut. That is called circumcision. So they don't face the problem of the smegma. You got my point? So that medical procedure is called what? Circumcision. Of pulling back the prepuce and removing that extra skin from there. That is a medical procedure which is called as what? Circumcision. Got my point? So the tip of the penis has only the spongiosum. Hello? Has only the spongiosum, and that is called the glans of the penis. It is the site of sexual excitement in males. It is covered by the prepuce, and in circumcision that part is removed. So that is the histology of the male copulatory organ, that is the penis. What did Bachelor? Yes or no? So if you see the slide, you will understand it. So with this, I think so I've finished with the key points of the male reproductive system. Just we'll recap them. Yes, Chulu Lala.